Welcome back. I just completed a shoot for the Standard Hotel in Miami, and I'm going to be taking you on a deep dive into all aspects of the shoot, from pre-production and planning to the shoot itself, and finally to the editing. First up with pre-production. Pre-production entails a few elements. First is the mood board. I was going to be shooting 3 scenes at the hotel, so I made sure to check out the hotel website and see everything they offered. And the 3 scenes that I felt like I could create captivating content for and really resonated with me was the bar, the room, and the pool. So here's the first mood board with the pool. My goal was to experiment with different angles while also shooting with 2 models in a scene. This technique is called layering, and when done correctly, it creates a much more interesting frame than just having a single model. The models we used today were Buster, Paulina, and Raya. Here are some of the final results. A couple of challenges arose. There was a major construction on one side of the pool, so the main backdrop I really wanted to show off was ruined. This forced me to shoot more of an angled approach where the main background was just the pool. This was a bit more minimal look, but still turned out very nicely. The key to layering 2 models is to have the foreground model posing in a natural way so it doesn't seem distracting to the frame. For the second scene here, we moved to the room. I started with Raya and the bed scene here. I chose this green outfit for her because the green complemented the earthy colors of the room, but it also would stand out because the luminance of her outfit was much darker than the rest of the elements in the scene. I played with some angled crops here to create a more natural feel. Then I did some flash blur photos for the jumping on the bed scene to create an in-the-moment vibe. Next, I had her on the wall with the red menu. The red is a total opposite on the color wheel here, so it really popped out, and it also played as a nice frame to her face and hair. These photos with the menu were some of my personal favorites. A lot of beginners struggle with using props. One trick is to use the prop to frame the face and eyes in the frame. It allows the model to implement something to pose with in the scene. Now we went outside. The setup of the tub was really neat, but I wanted to find a way to use it in a unique sense. So I had her standing on the tub. A cool shot we had here was shooting through Buster's arm to create a natural frame around the image.
Oh man, that's a good shot.
Okay, oh yeah, not done yet? Yeah, let me see here. Oh, yeah, it's about to go crazy. Just straight. Yep. Just you cross your arms, kind of around your waist, a little bit like that. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that, yep. Sheesh. Now hold that, yeah, there you go. Okay.
And then I had him seated reading the book and had her lounging in the tub for more of a natural look.
There we go. You can have your eyes closed. Like an napping, you're just chilling right here, yep.
Finally, I wanted to add some elegant options into the scene, so I had her reading in the tub, and then some of the crew members posed with oysters and champagne in either corner of the frame. This added a little bit of flair to the scene.
All right, let's put it right here. Go back a little bit, down a little bit, come right in up here. A little closer to her, the bottle. Yep, look at me now, yep.
Yes, there.
Okay, good job.
Moving now to the final set with the room, I had Paulina and Buster actually move to the garden for this with the food. I thought this created an interesting frame, having Buster hold the food and Paulina eating it, and the plants in the background add some textures into the shot.
So you're doing perfect. You kind of got like a stern. I need some like crazy emotion from you.
Okay.
Like super, you're over happy.
Okay.
Like you're just like super extra.
Buster was much taller than her, so the scene with him on his knees felt like it made it really unique for him as well. Now for the final set of the day, and my personal favorite, the lounge. Looking at the mood board here, you can see the colors and the tones that I wanted to implement. I only wanted to use the flash inside to create a harsh lighting scenario and in-the-moment feel. So for these, I pointed the flash directly at the subjects. You can tell some of these ideas are really fun and out of the box while using certain items the wrong way, but still create an in-the-moment vibe that's very personable funky, and fun. I chose Buster's look with the suit and slacks and no shirt because I thought it really exemplified the funky feel we were aiming for all day. Paulina's leopard dress here really popped out and matched the vibe as well. You can see the different angle I aimed for with the top-down shot. It really allowed us to use some of the other elements in the scene, such as the footrest and the table. I saw there was a record player in the corner of the bar, so I brought some of the records and allowed Paulina to use it as a prop over her face.
Yeah, and hold it as you are. Yep. Put the record a little lower. There you go. Yep. Put your hand back on your glasses. Excellent work.
Next, I tried a really sweet shot with Buster here. We had him pouring the drink into his mouth, and I thought this really just topped off the scene.
Ready?
Yeah, tell me.
All right, hold the cup up and let it rip.
It'll take me a second.
Yep, line it up.
You find the right frame for this. That success.
Man, that flesh isn't perfect. I got every time white.
Good job.
Moving on, we had Paulina serving as the bartender here. She was pouring Buster a drink while also laying on the table. I directed him to make a really interested, special expression here, and I thought they looked pretty sweet, especially with the retro editing I put on it. Now I moved on to some solo shots with Brianna. Another example of using props the wrong way, but it works. We used the menu as a coaster and as a holder for the drink. It was a cool way to bring one of the branded elements into the frame in a unique way. She did great with this set and used her eyes to match the vibe perfectly. Moving on to the editing now. I selected a shot from each scene to show you how I achieved this particular look. When you're going for a vintage vibe, I tend to cap the blacks and the whites so there isn't a true black or white. This is going to reflect better what actual film looks like in a lot of those vintage photos you'll see. I spent the past 2 years putting together this preset pack. And since you stayed to this part of the video, you can get them at no cost. Just use this code. Now continuing with the editing, a key for skin tones is adjusting the orange color sliders. My trick is to desaturate the orange and then drop the luminance to add a tan look without looking like you got a cheap spray tan. Moving on to the interior photos here with Raya. Like I mentioned prior, not only did the colors work, but the luminance of those colors is what really elevated the image. Technically speaking, this probably makes boring photographers really upset because I like to overcrank the highlights. We don't need to be seeing every texture and tone of the bed sheets. They would be distracting to the eye. One thing I like to introduce into my edits is purposefully breaking the rules. And cranking the highlights thoughtfully, even on the skin, is a key pillar of my editing style here. Next, moving on to this image, I'm going to show you the evolution of the shot so you can see how important it is to utilize the tone curve. The tone curve doesn't just affect the spectrum of shades, it can heavily affect the colors. The majority of my work is in the tone curve, and the other tabs are primarily used for refining the image. Thanks again. As always, keep creating and see you in the next one.